Hey guys, welcome to Wait a Minute, my videos, my thoughts, and I'm sharing them with you. Hey, I was thinking about babies. I want a baby so badly. I really would like to have a baby, but only if I could give it back ever, when I get sick of it. Love babies, love me some babies, yes I do. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of being with little Percy. His name is Percy. Actually, it's Percival, but they just call him Percy. Anywho, my boy Tyler and I hung out for a bit, and his little boy was with us. He's a year and a half, and he is just precious. Oh my gosh, I enjoyed being around him so much. Well, I was noticing though while I was there that he's a year and a half old, right? And a lot of babies, if they have a really crazy wild life and a lot of instability in their life, you can tell because they're nervous, they cry a lot, they, kind of sickly sometimes, those kind of things. But I was watching Percy, and he's none of those things. I mean, he's not even sort of that way. He seems to be completely well-rounded. He's well-behaved. He doesn't cry a lot. And when he gets separated from his dad or put down for nighttime or whatever, but a lot of babies do that. Normal, everyday, the same life since they were born babies do that. So, anywho, I was watching him and I was enjoying being around him, and he was really fun and cute. Had just a little sweet smile on his face that sometimes turned into a mischievous smile depending on what he was doing. But I was watching him and I'm going, you know what? That's cool about babies. That baby in particular, he doesn't know he's supposed to be upset and nervous all the time. He doesn't know he doesn't know hate. He doesn't know who he's supposed to be prejudiced against. He doesn't know any of that stuff. He knows how to be him, and he chooses to be happy and cool. And I mean, of course, some of that is hereditary. I get that, but not really. He's a baby, and he's acting like himself. And it's really cool because he doesn't know he's supposed to be all those things. Nobody told him, hey, you're supposed to be a mess. Nobody told him you're supposed to be whatever. You're not supposed to like that person because they're different than daddy. He doesn't know any of those things. And quite honestly, I don't think he's going to learn those things. He's a really good baby, and he's got a good dad, a good grandma and grandpa, and other people in his life that I don't know. Thank you again, Red Bull. Blueberry is the best. I got to start getting paid for that. I'm telling you, somebody's got to talk to them about paying me. Dang it. Anyway, this little boy, I was watching him, and I was enjoying his just watching him play and all that kind of stuff. He'd play a little bit, and then he'd look to see if people were watching him play. And I didn't see him complain or gripe and moan about anything the whole time. And wasn't talking verbally yet. I mean, at least not most words. But he could tell you what he wanted. He could point at it and make a noise, and you'd know exactly what he was talking about because he did his signs right. You knew what he was telling you just from the things he was showing you. Even though, like one time he was telling me something I had no idea until I watched his hands and looked where he was looking and figured it out. I was really amazed by this little dude. Well, here's the story. We get all, we get all caught up on, and I'm not putting down anybody, not any single person. I promise I'm not. But we get all caught up on giving people excuses, ourselves included. Now, I'm not saying that we should be hard on ourselves. Being harsh on yourself is wasted effort. I don't think you should ever do that. I think you should just say, okay, you know what? That was dumb. Let's start over. That's the harshest I think you should ever be on yourself. That was dumb. Let's do something else. Let's be different. Let's try this or whatever. But what we do is, and I know I do this, and I have to really try not to, because sometimes I feel like I'm getting the wrong message out, and I don't mean to be getting that out. For example, if you are a person who is constantly screwing up, and I rescue you every time, at some point I'm not doing any favors by rescuing you, because you know I'm going to rescue you. Therefore, it's not even a rescue anymore. You're just using me to be there for you when you screw up. And we do that to God all the time, just so you know. At some point when you're, like, let's say somebody is an alcoholic, and they're, you know them, you love them, they're your alcoholic brother, sister, aunt, uncle, mom, dad, son, daughter, whatever, and you love them. They are your person that you care very much about, and you want everything good for them. Well, if you go and rescue them every time they're sick, every time they're hungover, every time they're whatever, if you let them sleep in on mornings when they had a wild night, you're not doing them any favors. You might be once in a while. I'm not saying you should never show compassion or be kind. I'm saying when you are that person, you're enabling them. That's sin. That's bigotry. That's Christian sin, but it's bigotry. That's hate. That's all kinds of things that people do. If you allow them to do that, it's not just like, I always go back to like addictions, because that's big in my life with the people I know and the way that life is for me. I deal with people with addictions all the time. And I'm not going to say I don't have any. I'm pretty addicted to food and air. Man, I tried to give up air once. Wow, that's hard. The withdrawals are terrible. Anyway, so we give people like an out, and when we do that, we're not doing them any favors. The first couple times, few times, whatever, you're helping, because they need to know that you're going to stand by them, and you'll protect them when they need you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not against that at all. Compassion is a good thing. You should do that, and only when's the time. But we can't use that as an excuse. And what we do, I do this myself, is and it might be true, but at some point it becomes an excuse. We say, well, I had a rough life, and that's why I'm this way, or I was not taught any better, so I do this. Well, if you know to say that I wasn't taught any better, that's why I do it, then you know that what you do is wrong, and you know what caused it, so fix it, okay? I do that to myself. I do it too. I'm not going to say that you're the only ones, okay? But I'm not the only one either. When you give yourself an excuse, or you give someone else an excuse, it's okay to say, hey, you know what, I understand that you're that way. I get it. You had a really rough life. You had a lot of things to overcome, and you're doing really well. Like, I have one friend like that right now. He is so much better than he used to, leaps and bounds ahead of where he was a long time ago. He's grown a lot. So, not knowing his story, you could come in and say, wow, that's no excuse. But knowing his story and being around him, you can see that he's grown a lot past where he once was. Now, those people, more power to you. I support you. I'll be there right next to you. I'll walk with you. Whatever I can do personally, I will. But when people want to be a jerk, let's say, and they say, well, I got a bad temper because this happened when I was young. I understand that might be what caused you to have struggles with that in that certain area. But once you get to be a certain age and a certain maturity, that's no longer an excuse. If you know that happened to you, and you know that's something that you struggle with, you can get through that. You don't have to, I'm not saying that it'll go away completely. I'm not saying that. I'm not naive enough to think that. But I'm not going to be an alcoholic because somebody in my family was. Well, because I can say this, I come from a long line of alcoholics. Not my immediate family, but back in the day, a lot of alcoholics. And I'm not an alcoholic. I could say, well, I might as well just go and drink every night because it's bound to happen because I come from a long line of alcoholics. Well, no, that's not an excuse. That might be why, if I was to go that way, that I wouldn't be able to quit, because that's what my background was. That's what I could have grown up in. If my dad hadn't been my dad and my mom hadn't been my mom, I could have grown up like a lot of people, and use that as an excuse. Well, this person was an alcoholic, therefore I couldn't help it. You can't use those things as an excuse, and you can't give other people too much leeway either, because even though you're going to be loving and compassionate, because you better be, because that's what you're supposed to be, you also have to realize that you're not doing them favors by making excuses for them. You help them deal with the past so that they can face their future. And that, I hope that you guys do that to me too. I know that's the way God deals with us. Love you guys. Love God. Love this day. God bless you. Have a great day. And I gotta go. Bye.